गुड मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स। आप सभी का स्वागत है। आशा करता हूं आप सभी स्वस्थ होंगे। मैथमेटिक्स करते समय मैं हमेशा कहता हूं नोटबुक, पेन और पेंसिल आपके पास होना चाहिए। जब भी हम मैथमेटिक्स करते हैं, जो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करते हैं उसको बड़े ध्यान से पढ़ना चाहिए और ये मालूम करना चाहिए कि क्या गिवन है और क्या कैलकुलेट करना है, क्या फाइंड आउट करना है या क्या प्रूव करना है। जब भी आप किसी क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करते हो उसमें टाइम लग सकता है, डिफिकल्टी आ सकती है, लेकिन हार नहीं माननी। यदि क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं हो रहा है आप उसको दोबारा पढ़िए। कहीं ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि आपने कॉपिंग मिस्टेक की हो, कैलकुलेशन मिस्टेक हो सकती है। इसलिए जब तक क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं होता है, कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर नहीं होता है, आपको बार बार उसे करना है। मैथमेटिक्स हमें यही सिखाती है जीवन में संघर्ष करना है। जीवन चुनौतीपूर्ण है, इसलिए मैथमेटिक्स यदि आप पढ़ते हो तो मैथमेटिक्स आपकी बहुत हेल्प करता है इन सारी बातों को सॉल्व करने में। अभी तक हमने पोलर कोऑर्डिनेट सिस्टम के अंदर डिस्टेंस फॉर्मूला पढ़ा, उसके बाद एरिया ऑफ ट्राइंगल कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं जब वर्टिसेस के कोऑर्डिनेट्स पोलर फॉर्म में दे रखे हैं। उसके बाद हमने लाइन की इक्वेशन को पोलर फॉर्म में लिखा, इक्वेशन ऑफ लाइन इन पोलर कोऑर्डिनेट्स फॉर्म, और पोलर इक्वेशन ऑफ लाइन। आज हम सर्कल की बात करेंगे और यदि टाइम बचा तो हम कोनिक की भी बात करेंगे। सो लेट अस कंटिन्यू। पोलर इक्वेशन ऑफ सर्कल। To find the equation of circle whose center is r comma alpha and radius is a units. Equation of circle can be found if its center and radius be given. You just recall. Circle, its center is given. Let us suppose center is x1 comma y. Cartesian. Its radius is a. Suppose this is the point A and this is the point B. B is on the circle, so general coordinates I write x comma y. B is on the circle, so distance of B from A is always fixed, that is A unit. So AB equals to A. Therefore, AB square equals to A square. And this implies x minus x1 square plus y minus y1 square equals to A square. This is the equation of circle in Cartesian form. But here polar equation of circle. So again, to find the equation of circle, whose center is r comma alpha and radius is a. Here radius is a, but center is x1 comma y1. x1 comma y1 Cartesian coordinates. R comma alpha polar coordinates. So let us say this is the circle, center as usual A, R comma alpha, B, the general points, that is r comma theta, and this is the radius. It is of A. So by definition, AB equals to A. This implies AB, distance between two points. Remember the distance formula in polar coordinate system. What was that? R1 square plus R2 square minus 2R1 R2 cos theta 1 minus theta 2. So here it is R1 theta 1, this one, R2 theta 2, this one. So what will happen? It is R square plus small r square minus 2R cos difference of these angles, it is theta minus alpha. This is equals to A with a root sign. This is the distance formula in polar coordinate system. So this implies A square is A square equals to R square plus R square minus 2RR cos theta minus. This is the equation of circle in polar coordinate system. Okay. Alternative method. This is the circle. Center. Definitely polar coordinate system. So this is the pole. OX is the initial line. प्रारंभिक. Okay. This is R comma alpha. So I join this. This angle will be, remember it, and this length is R. That is okay. Then there are infinite number of points. So suppose P is any general point on this R comma theta. Just join this point. Like this. So this is R, and this angle is theta. This is theta. Now join this. AP is the radius. That is A. This is given to us. Now in triangle, this angle. This is theta and this is alpha. So this is theta minus alpha. So in triangle AOP, using cosine formula. Yes. Recall the cosine formula. This angle is theta minus alpha. So cos theta minus alpha equals side opposite to this angle is A. So this side will be subtracted. Is minus B square. Remaining two sides, one is this is R, and other is capital R. So it is this square plus this square. So it is R square plus R square upon 2 times this increase. Recall the cosine formula. I have already explained. We have to remember this formula. So in this particular triangle, use the cosine formula and derive this one. So this implies 2r cos theta minus alpha equals to r square plus r square minus this square. And this implies a square equals to r square plus r square minus 2r cos theta minus alpha. This is the equation of circle in polar form. Both way we can derive the equation of the circle. Now we use some particular cases to remember. Number 1. When center is on the initial line. Look at this. Center means the point A. So this is shifted downward, means this side. If this point is at this place, then you look at the center. Alpha is decreasing. Alpha is decreasing. Means when alpha is 0, then this point is on this particular line, that is initial line. So what will happen? Alpha is 0. Therefore, equation of circle is alpha is 0. So what will happen? It is a square equals to r square plus r square minus 2r cos theta. Second, when pole is lying on the circle. Pole is on the circle. So situation you can say yes. This is the sign. This point is B. So in this case, the coordinates of A, that is R alpha. R means this one, OA. You can say this OA. But here, this is R and this is equals to A because this is the radius. So what will happen? When pole is lying on the circle, then we will have this type of situation, R equals to A. Because coordinates of this one, R comma, R is equals to A. So in this one, we substitute value. Therefore, equation of the circle will be A square equals R square minus 2R cos theta minus. This is general equation of the circle. So r equals to a. So this is a square equals to b square plus r square minus 2r cos theta. This implies this and this will be cancelled out. So it is transfer this side. So r equals to 2r cos theta. Okay. Transfer this side. So 1r. Here it is. This one. This is the equation of the circle when center is on the initial line, and this is the equation of the circle when pole is lying on the circle. Now we combine these two cases. Then we see what will happen. Number 3. When pole is lying on the circle whose center is on the initial line. That means, therefore, center is on the initial line. So what will happen? Alpha equals to 0 and r equals to a. Both the conditions be combined. Look at the figure. Here. This is this one. Okay. So the substitute the values. R equals to a. So it is a square equals to a square plus r square minus in this equation r equals to a. This implies r equals to 2a cos theta. 2AR cos theta because alpha is 0. Or you can write here because this is the case. So instead of alpha, you can write 0 and R equals to 2A cos theta. Very important. In Cartesian coordinate system, the standard equation of the circle, if you remember, it is x square plus y square equals to a square. So center is at the origin and radius is a. In polar coordinate system, whenever we have to assume the equation of the circle, जब भी आपको सर्कल की इक्वेशन लेना हो पोलर कोऑर्डिनेट्स के अंदर, तो हम इस इक्वेशन को प्रीफर करते हैं. r equals to 2a cos theta. इसमें पोल जो है वो सर्कल के ऊपर लाई करता है, सेंटर जो है वो इनिशियल लाइन के ऊपर है. तो जब भी आपको सर्कल की इक्वेशन जब तक नहीं कहा जाए, आप इस इक्वेशन को ले सकते हो. r equals to 2a cos theta. अब यदि इस इक्वेशन को कार्टेशियन में कन्वर्ट करता हूं तो देखो क्या होगा. circle is r equals to 2 cos. Okay, this implies r equals to 2 cos. Multiplying both sides by r. This is x square plus y square 2 into. This is x square plus y square minus 2 into x. See? We have already done. This is second degree equation in x and y. Both coefficient of x square and y square equal. The term of multiplication of x and y be absent. So this is the equation of circle. What is the center? Half coefficient of x sign change. It is a, there is no y, so it is b over c. And radius a. Look at this. It is as usual. If I draw the perpendicular, suppose this is y axis and this is x axis. This is the radius. Here it is the origin. If I treat it, then this is a. Then this point will be a comma 0. So it is this type of situation. So this circle is converted into Cartesian. If Cartesian, then it is converted into the equation of particular one. That is the polar form. So whenever you have to consider the equation of circle, then you just consider r equals to 2a cos theta in polar coordinate system. Pole is lying on the circle and center is lying on the initial line. So you can just find that this is the situation of Cartesian coordinate system, x-axis and y-axis, and you can consider this is the polar coordinate system. That is, this point is pole and this is the initial line. Okay. Now we consider the next important article. Polar equation of conic whose focus is at polar equation of conic whose focus is at the pole. Focus is at the word conic. Remember, parabola, ellipse, and E is the eccentricity. Here E equals to 1, E is less than 1, and here E is greater than 1. What is the definition? Focus okay, so SP upon PM. lying on the conic as P upon P equals to E. Listen. This part we have already done, but in Cartesian coordinates system. We want to find polar equation of conic whose focus is at the pole. This is the definition of the conic. If P is a point which moves in such a way that the ratio of the distances measured from the fixed point and the fixed line is always constant fixed, that is known as eccentricity, then the locus of this point is known as conic. The shape of the conic, the name of the conic, depends on the value of E. Since it is the ratio, it is always positive. So when E equals to 1, then this will give you parabola. Less than 1 means like this. Already explained. Then ellipse, and E is greater than 1, then hyperbola. Here, we will not generalize the equation of conic in polar system. We will use specific case. So polar equation of conic whose focus is at the pole. Okay, so let us derive this equation. Suppose this is the conic. Remember, it looks like parabola, but it is not that. It may be parabola, it may be ellipse like this, or it may be one of the branches of the hyperbola. Okay, so this is the conic. O, O, or focus. This is initial line. Axis of the conic. X. Sankav ke X. Axis is that line which divides the conic into two equal parts. So this is a specific. Initial line is taken as axis of the conic, parabola, ellipse, or hyperbola, and the focus of this conic is at the pole. Directrix, a line which is perpendicular to the axis. Conic will never intersect its directrix. Okay, so suppose this is the directrix. Directrix. Okay. Any points lying on the conic, suppose it is P, and coordinates of P are comma. It is this. Just about this P. r comma. If it is r comma theta, and if I join the pole, then this is r and this angle is inverse. This is the perpendicular on the directrix. Suppose this point is M. This is the focus. So what is the definition? OP upon PM equals to E. That is the eccentricity. So right by definition. OP, distance of this point from the focus. S नहीं लिखा है मैंने, SP upon PM. यहाँ ये O है, focus pole upon PM. Directrix perpendicular equals to E. This implies OP equals to E times E. Okay. Now, drop the perpendicular. Suppose this point is Q, and this point is suppose N, for example. So Pn is equal to Qn. This is P times Qn from P. Pn equals to Qn. What is Qn? On minus OQ. Now, what is OQ? OQ upon OP base upon hypotenuse cos theta. This implies OQ equals R cos theta. Okay. R cos theta. Therefore, minus OQ is R cos theta. Okay. Now, the main part is ON. So, how to calculate this? Try to understand. P is lying on this conic, so it will move just like this. Now, remember, this is the focus. Here, if I draw perpendicular like this, this is L and this is L dash. Recall L O L dash. This is the chord passing through the focus and perpendicular to axis. This is the latest rectangle. What is this? L dash is latest rectangle. Yeah. नाभि लंब समझा चुका हूं पहले से. Suppose small n length of semi lattice अर्धनाभि लंब की लंबाई हाफ. अर्धनाभि लंब की लंबाई लेंथ ऑफ सेमी lattice. इसको सपोज किया मैंने स्मॉल एल मींस ओ एल की जो लेंथ है वो स्मॉल एल होगी और इसकी जो लेंथ है वो भी स्मॉल एल. C. This now I mark as L. Where is L? This is the question. Lying on the conic. ध्यान रखना, समझने की कोशिश करो. Where is L? Lying on the conic. If it is on the conic, then what will happen? Just like this. P is on the conic, so OP equals to PN. If L is on the conic, there are several points. So by definition, the distance of L from this O to this distance. Suppose this is a T, for example. This P. So lying on the conic, therefore, by definition, according to figure, what will happen? OL upon LT equals to P. Just like OP upon PM equals to P. So where is L? L is on the conic. So it is OL upon LT, that is equal to P. What is OL? Length of semi-lattice rectangle that we have supposed. So here it is. L equals to E times LT. And what is LT? It is equal to ON. Look at the figure. LT is equal to ON. This implies ON is L by E. Very important relationship we got it. ON is equal to L by E. ON is equal to L by E. Okay. So we use this relationship here. So what will happen? This is E. ON. What is ON? That is L upon E minus R constant. This is L minus ER plus P. And what was OP? You remember, OP was R. This implies R equals to. It is R plus ER cos theta L. R is common. So it is 1 plus E cos theta equals to L. This implies L by R equals to 1 plus E. So this is the polar equation of the conic whose focus is at the pole and axis is along the initial line. This is the required equation of conic. So just remember what does it mean इस इक्वेशन का अर्थ क्या है? r theta general point on the conic, l length of the semi-lattice rectum, अर्धनाभि लंब की लंबाई, and a is the eccentricity. Okay, so you can recognize this. You can identify the following equations. A will be, suppose I write 3 upon r equals to 1 plus cos theta. So if we compare this equation with this one, then a is 1. Here a equals to 1. This is parabola. We have already done. If I write 1 upon r equals to 1 plus 2 cos theta, a equals to 2, means greater than 1. So this is 5. And if I write 2 upon r equals to 1 plus 1 by 3 cos theta, and a is 1 by 3. So this is the equation of ellipse. Okay. Evaluates the eccentricity of the conic also named. What's the answer? Look at this equation. What is the equation of this? Don't forget this one. Otherwise, you will make a mistake. गलती करोगे. सीधा इसको कंपेयर नहीं करना. या तीनों एग्जांपल में मैंने यहाँ 1 ठोकर रखा है, इसलिए e का वैल्यू 1, 2 और 1/2. ये भी आप इससे कंपेयर करते हो, इस जगह e का वैल्यू 5 है, मे और मे नॉट बी. थोड़ा सा सिंप्लीफाई करने के लिए सपोज मैं इसको 2 भी कर लेता हूं. So always make this quantity 1, then compare it. So let us see. 2 upon r equals to 3 plus 5 cos. So it is 3 common, then it is 1 plus 5 by 3 cos. This is 2 upon 3r, 1 plus 5 by 3 cos. This is 2 by 3 upon r. Now we can compare. So L is 2 by 3. So length of semi-lattice rectum is 2 by 3. Eccentricity is 5 by 3 greater than 1. So it is hyperbola. क्वेश्चन पुट अप कर सकते हैं. सर यहाँ पर भी 5 था, यदि मैं सीधा डायरेक्ट करता तब भी तो हाइपरबोला होता, लेकिन बाय द वे इसकी जगह भी ऐसा होता तो आप कह सकते हो हाँ 5 है बिना. सपोज इट इज 2 by r 3 plus 2. फिर अब हाइपरबोला नहीं होगा. This implies 2/3 upon r 1 plus 2/3 cos theta. So here E is 2/3. This is ellipse. This type of sum be asked in competitive examination. So if this conic is given, then what does it mean? This is the ellipse whose eccentricity is 2/3 and length of semicircum is 2/3. ओके, सो आज के लिए इतना बहुत है. कल हम इसको और थोड़ा सा घुमाएंगे और अच्छी तरह से देखेंगे. यदि आपको कहीं समझ में नहीं आ रहा हो, कमेंट बॉक्स में जरूर कमेंट्स लिखिएगा. थैंक यू वेरी मच. जय हिंद.